everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, March 13th. Now, tomorrow is a very important day, so we wanted to remind you that it is spring forward tomorrow. Now, you're going to want to do this at 2 a.m., so I would do it before you go to bed. Now, I thought this was kind of funny, a guide to putting your clocks back. Of course, your smartphone, you can leave it alone. It does a magic all by itself. Now, if you have a sundial, let's say move one house to the left. Your oven, you'll need a master's in electronic and engineering or a hammer. And a car radio, not worth it, just wait 6 months. So, ha. All right, well, spring forward is happening tomorrow, so that'll give you 1 extra hour of daylight. So we're looking forward to that. All right, on our show today, we have the Alzheimer's Orange County organization with Dan Daly. What a nice guy. He really has a lot of nice things to say, and what he does is really nice. So, all right, and then the CDC has new guidelines once you are vaccinated, so we'll go over those shortly after Dan is on with us. Now, let's go ahead and give you our COVID resources that we normally do for vaccinations. We have the Laguna Woods Village alerts.com website where you can get all of the latest information, as well as an FAQ page. And then, of course, if you are 65 or older and you would like to be vaccinated, please send an email to info@lagunawoodsvillage.com. Now, if you would like to be vaccinated at one of the various pods that are here in Southern Orange County, you can go to othina.com. Rite Aid is doing the vaccinations as well, riteaid.com/COVID-19, and CVS, and that would be cvs.com or 1-800-SHOP-CVS. Okay, let's take a look at our weather this weekend. It is clearing out quite nicely. We have mostly sunny skies today, 62, 46. Sunday, 63, 46, partly sunny. And then Monday, partly cloudy with the potential for a shower, 61, 43. If you are traveling in Orange County and anywhere else here in California, our beaches are looking at 61, 49, Santa Barbara, 66, 42. San Diego, 62, 42. High Sierras, 45, 20. Big Bear, 44, 25. And Mammoth, 44, 22. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:03. And our sunset will be at 5:57. Sheila Rafoy, thank you so much for sending this in. Beautiful shot. If you'd like to share with us a photo that you have, please email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. When we return, we have the Alzheimer's of Orange County. Stay tuned.
Mother's Day is coming, and Diane's Hallmark is just the place to get Mom a gift that shows how much you care. Our women's department has gifts for that special someone, including clothing, jewelry, Vera Bradley and Bagolini handbags, Crabtree and Evelyn, and many other great gifts for Mom. Don't forget that our religious department carries a great selection of Christian gifts and Bibles as well. Diane's Hallmark is a Gold Crown store. Come in and experience our personalized service. We're located on Alicia Parkway next to Hobby Lobby.
Welcome back. I'm Kiana Lee. With us today is Dr. Christine Chung of 7-Day Dental. She has great news for seniors. Doctor, why don't you tell us the exciting news? Mom.
We know there are many seniors living with tooth pain. 7-Day Dental is starting a new program called Seniors First. Seniors who are 65 years or older will get initial free exams and x-rays.
That is so nice, Doctor. Call your nearest 7-Day Dental to get your 7-Day Dental smile.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Dan Daly, who is here on behalf of the Alzheimer's Orange County organization. Well, Dan, nice to see you. It sounds as though you're doing quite well since we talked a little bit offline.
Well, it's very nice to see you again, Lisa, and thank you for the opportunity and the invitation to join you on this day.
Well, you're welcome. And you got your vaccination, huh?
Sure do. I got my second one 2 weeks ago, so I'm feel pretty invincible.
Well, that's good, and I hope everybody does feel the same when they get theirs as well. So, yeah, lots of progress is being made out there, which is very encouraging. Although something that you and I have talked about before, and I've talked to many doctors about it, is that because of this isolation and depression that has happened over the year, it's really hard for seniors just in general. But if you have something like Alzheimer's or dementia or a variety of other situations, you might suffer even more. Isn't that what you're finding?
Oh, no, actually, no question about that. I think the real issue has been the tremendous amount of fear that's been spread around the population, not only in Orange County, but throughout the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a result of that, people have a tendency to stay home and inside longer than they have to. I will say, though, the population is very resilient. Uh, 5 years ago, if somebody were to tell you that we're going to go to this great restaurant, but it's going to be in a tent outside in a parking lot, you would say, yeah, sure. I'll see you there in the 2050.
Yeah.
But people have adjusted very well, and thank God for the businesses that are still open, and namely the restaurants. Doesn't matter what size they are. I mean, at least they're alive and making some money, and that's very important.
Well, exactly. And I know that many of our seniors have been afraid, like you mentioned. They are afraid to go out. They were afraid to go to those tents, even though they were outside. It still was difficult for them because they were really worried. So, some of the people that who are suffering from Alzheimer's, was the fear, did it make it that much worse for them?
I would say so, because a lot of them don't understand, number one, the mask and the rationale behind using a mask, and they're not used to it, so they immediately take it off.
Mm.
And if they're inside, they're in a board and care facility or an assisted living facility, which is a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
They have a tendency to walk up to one another or to walk up to a caregiver without that mask on. And, you're in this very precarious situation at that time, because
Well,
everybody knows how contagious this can be.
Well, exactly. And many of the nursing homes and care and things like that were hit pretty hard with the virus. So I think that is something to be super concerned about. However, now it would seem that many of them are getting their vaccinations. So things should be getting better from that perspective, where maybe they won't have to wear the mask.
Yeah, well, you figured when they first started the vaccinations, it was 75 and above, and then they reduced it to 65. The last I heard 24 hours ago was they're going to reduce it down to 50. So in order to get protection through the vaccination for the population in general, they're going to have to continue to reduce the minimum age requirement.
Well, as soon, as more people get vaccinated, they'll be able to do that, because obviously there's doesn't seem to be a problem getting the vaccinations now to the locations. I mean, we, of course, have vaccinated over 8,000 people here in the village. So we were,
Wow.
we were able to work with Memorial Care to take care of that. And then, of course, you have the sites, the pod sites, that are doing pretty well as well. So as long as those as long as the vaccines still are available, then we seem to be able to be making lots of progress. So from your perspective, what is a new opportunity? It sounds like you guys are doing something with COVID. What's happening there?
Yeah, what we did back in January, actually is the December 28th, we opened a unit. It's called the Fairview COVID Plus Care Unit at the Fairview Developmental Center in Costa Mesa.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now into its third month, and it's a 25-bed unit, and it's for adults over the age of 18 who cannot easily isolate themselves in their existing or their current residence. And they also have been tested positive for COVID-19. And to give you a little background, what will happen is when you're in an assisted living facility, whether it be a big one or a small one, or even somebody at home that can't afford those previous two, one of the problems is that they have a tendency to wander. And once they're diagnosed with COVID, because of the contagious aspect of it, they have to be isolated. So sometimes it's a physical impossibility. So what we did, we opened up this facility, and we're working very closely with the Department of Public Health for Orange County. And Jim McAleer, our CEO, he's a real visionary person. And he could see the opportunity develop where hospitals, for all intents and purposes, they don't have the beds to provide for people with COVID, especially the seniors.
Yeah.
So working along this, I believe it's Assemblywoman Petrie Norris.
Cotty, yes.
Very, very instrumental in helping us get this open. So it is licensed as an RCFE, and the RCFE stands for Registered Residential Care Facility for the Elderly.
Okay.
It is licensed for that, and we have 24/7 nursing care, plus caregivers that are right there. And if you have somebody who's medically frail, or they have a disability, a physical disability, or the disability is with memory loss due to dementia, along with being diagnosed with positive for COVID-19, that is the ideal candidate for the Fairview unit.
Okay.
So for all intents and purposes, it's really a godsend for a lot of people.
Do you have room?
Right now, we do have room because it's 25. There'll be another 50 beds that'll be opening it. So I think the maximum is going to be 75.
Wow.
But it's 25, and I believe they're waiting now on the additional 25 to bring it to 50.
That's amazing that you guys were able to secure that. So obviously it's a need. And I know, like you said, some people can't isolate. So maybe in a separate room or something, but they may not have that kind of space. So
Exactly.
So that's
yeah, there's definite physical limitations.
Okay. Okay. That is awesome. This is the first I've heard of it. Is it fairly, well, no, you said it was in this last December, right?
Yeah. December 28th of 2020 was the first day that we started taking patients. The first month was January 2021.
Right. Okay. And I imagine you were probably pretty busy at that time.
Very busy. We're getting a lot of referrals from the County of Orange.
Yes.
I can tell you that it's at no cost. And there's a collaboration between Alzheimer's Orange County and the state of California. So all the fees have been approved through that collaboration. Okay. We also provide transportation to and from the residents, and that is via an ambulance.
Okay. Wow. That's really amazing that you guys were able to do that. That is wonderful news. Now, from a hospital perspective, have you been working with the local hospitals so they know about this as well?
Yeah, just about every hospital in Orange County is. We also work very closely with the Department of Public Health. Okay. And all of the extensions that they have and all of the connections they have, people are very well aware of it. Plus, me personally and some of my colleagues, we're out in the community and promoting this. Okay. So it's there isn't a day that goes by that it doesn't gain additional exposure.
Yeah, well, good. Well, now all of our residents are going to know about it. So that's awesome. How does somebody get in touch with you about finding out more about that?
The best way to get in touch with us is go to our website, And there's a section devoted to the Fairview unit. And in there is the contact information as far as contacting the Fairview directly, or they can contact Patty Mouton, who's the VP of outreach and for us, and she's another contact.
Okay.
And but it's right there on our website.
Okay, that's perfect. Man, that's great. Well, thank you for letting us know about that. Now, of course, your operation doesn't stand still. You guys are still moving forward with your classes and your impact report and things like that, which is great. So let's real quickly touch on your virtual classes that you offer.
Yeah, the Mind Fit program for March, we're really focusing on nutrition for the mind, for the brain. We're also focusing on sleep for the brain. A lot of people don't realize this, Lisa, but you should be getting 6 to 8 hours sleep per night.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that is recommended is because everybody has a protein in their brain that's called amyloid. And whenever they've done an autopsy on a brain with of an Alzheimer's patient, they find a substantial amount of this amyloid. So there's a definite tie-in between the amyloid and Alzheimer's. Now, when you sleep, your brain is getting rid of this excess amyloid. So if you don't sleep adequately and you're not getting a good night's sleep, you're going to retain this amyloid.
Wow.
So it's detrimental to the brain. So that's why sleep is very important. So now some people, they can do 6 hours and they get a good night's sleep, they're restful, and they're ready to go for the day. Other people are going to require 8 or maybe 9. But it's when you have interrupted sleep patterns that you really don't get a good night's sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everybody, because of the Mother Nature calling in the middle of the night, you may have to, your bladder's saying, hey, I'm full, Dan, and I've got to excess. So you get up, when you go back to sleep, usually within 10, 15 minutes, you're back to sleep again. If you have difficulty getting back to sleep, then you should be talking to your doctor about that.
Right, exactly. Well, good to know. I certainly try to get as much sleep as possible because I like sleeping.
Well, it's good for you. And what isn't good for you is when you take medications that you become very dependent upon.
Right.
And that's not healthy. That's defeating the purpose of getting a good night's sleep. But if you're active during the day and you're exercising and you're eating right, your nutrition is sound, you're going to do fine. The other thing we recommend, and it's part of the curricula for the month of March, is exercises. There are a lot of different exercises you can do for the brain. Just on the internet alone, there have to be about 200 plus exercises. So just doing crossword puzzles, they're fine, but you reach a point where after a while, it's non-productive because it's no longer a challenge.
Oh, there's if people who have smartphones too, they can always utilize some games. There's lots of fun games where you have to go level to level. So each level is harder. So that's kind of challenging.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we're doing these virtual programs, and it's going to be a different focus every month. We're also have the Fit Brain Club now, which is in Laguna Woods.
Right.
And that's working out to be very beneficial to a lot of different people.
Right.
We have various presenters come in. It might be an MD, it could be a neurologist, it could be a nurse, it could be a licensed social worker. Anybody who is very proficient in a particular topic that we want to offer to the residents. We schedule these like 6 months in advance. So that's done on a monthly basis as well. And again, it's part of the education process, which is very beneficial to the residents.
That's great. That's great. Now let's touch on your impact report.
All right, the 2020 was a very busy year for us. We made a huge shift in doing as many virtual programs as possible, but we were also out in with the public, and we distributed almost 70,000 masks throughout Orange County. Now, we had different organizations donate masks to us. Mm-hmm. And then in turn, we donated them to senior citizens groups, churches, synagogues. We did a lot with outfits like Saddleback Church. Mm-hmm. They have a food pantry in different parts of the county, right, that we worked with them very closely. Mm-hmm. We also distributed over 40 gallons of sanitizer and hand sanitizer.
Wow.
We also did a helpline. We received 6,325 calls from individuals and families and caregivers throughout the year. And this was all designed to help them cope with that particular situation that has become a real challenge for them.
Sure.
I mean, this challenge of having to be inside has created all kinds of problems for families, especially with a loved one with dementia.
Exactly. Well, I appreciate everything that you have been doing, and it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for the update.
Well, thank you, Lisa, for the opportunity to discuss and review a lot of the programs that we find very, very beneficial to the residents.
Good.
Well, so our goal is to, and our mission is to improve the status of not only the individual, but the families that are coping with this very devastating, challenging disease.
Exactly. Well, Dan, thank you again, and good luck to you guys in the next few months. We'll touch base again.
All right, sounds great. Good to see you again, Lisa.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And we'll be right back after this.
All great healthcare organizations care, but the best dare to reach higher. At Hoag, we lead with life-saving clinical trials and advanced therapies. Our world-renowned specialists innovate with state-of-the-art technologies like virtual reality and robotics. Hoag is the #1 hospital in Orange County 4 years in a row. Now, more than ever, your healthcare choices matter. Choose Hoag.
At Pro Smiles OC, you get Orange County's best and most experienced dentist. Dr. Ivan Ho is an award-winning cosmetic and implant dentist that has been treating patients in South OC and Laguna Woods for over 30 years. Safety and cleanliness is our #1 priority, and now your routine dental work is more comfortable than ever. We use digital x-rays to minimize radiation and digital scans for crowns and inlays in-house, allowing patients to leave with final restorations in the same appointment. Let Dr. Ho and his team give you a reason to smile. Call Pro Smiles OC today.
Welcome back. Now, the CDC has put out some new recommendations for those who have been vaccinated. So we thought we would just go over those with you just to help you understand what the differences are. So for instance, people who have been vaccinated in a non-health and live in a non-healthcare setting can visit with other fully vaccinated people indoors without masks or physical distancing. You also obviously can visit indoors with unvaccinated people that are low risk for severe disease. You can also skip the quarantine and testing if exposed to someone who has COVID-19 but are asymptomatic. Now, you should monitor for symptoms for 14 days in case you have been exposed. Now, there's a couple of other things. You need to wear a mask and keep good physical distance around those that have been unvaccinated who are at increased risk for severe COVID-19. If the unvaccinated person has a household member who is at higher risk, or an unvaccinated person is from multiple households. Now, if you are exposed to someone with a suspected or confirmed COVID-19 case and live in a non-healthcare setting, you will want to quarantine for 14 days and get tested. Also, the CDC recommends that you delay traveling as well during this time frame. Now, if you would like more information, you can go to cdc.gov/coronavirus. So that way it'll be a nice outline of everything. And I know there's still a lot of unanswered questions regarding vaccinations and how you can proceed, but I would just keep an eye on that particular website for additional information. When we come back, we will have the movie and some other information for Laguna Woods Village. Stay tuned.
As Orange County's highest-ranked hospital, Hoag is the place to turn to for timely information, reassurance, and care in these uncertain times. Our dedicated physicians, nurses, and staff stand ready to safely deliver world-class care, just as we have for nearly 70 years. This is what we do. We are here for you, and we will overcome this together. To access Hoag for all of your healthcare needs, visit hoag.org/trust.
Now there's a different way to buy a new Lexus. It's called CarDash, only available at SouthCountyLexus.com. It's amazingly simple. Visit SouthCountyLexus.com, select and reserve your new or pre-owned vehicle that comes with a 5-day love it or leave it guarantee. Apply for credit, calculate your payment, and even appraise your trade-in, all online. Once you arrive at the dealership, just pick up your car and drive home. Push a button, get a Lexus. South County Lexus, where different is amazing.
Our movie for today is The Secret, Dare to Dream, and it stars Katie Holmes and Josh Lucas. And you can see that at 3 p.m. with subtitles and 6 p.m. without subtitles. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weather around town here. It's looking pretty good, cleared out a bit, so we are looking at mostly sunny skies, 62, 46, and then of course, as I am reminding you, partly sunny spring forward tomorrow at 2 a.m. in the morning, 63, 46 is our temperatures. Monday, partly cloudy with a potential shower, 61, 43. And if you are traveling in California, the beaches, Santa Barbara and San Diego all look pretty good in the 60s with overnights in the 40s. High Sierras, Big Bear and Mammoth all are in the 40s as a high and overnights in the 20s. And Palm Springs is going to be a lovely 74, 52. Have a great day in the village. We'll see you again on Monday. You can always rewatch our program at 12:30 and 5. Have a great Sunday. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Tip, toss, take action. Don't give mosquitoes a fighting chance. Don't give mosquitoes a fighting chance.